Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, it's Mary Schleusner of the women's basketball team. Mary, huge week for you last Saturday in particular. Career-high 38 points against Emory in a loss on Saturday. Second most points in the game in program history. Just take us through what was going on through your head on Saturday.
Saturday was a ton of fun. I think the team was sort of on a high coming out of Thanksgiving. Everybody just had some great family time, and then we got back on the court on Friday. And, hopes were high, the mood was up, and, we just had a good attitude going in it. We knew we could compete. We just were ranked 23rd, which is the first time ever in program history, I believe. And so we went into it with a lot of confidence. Not that we were going to win, but just like a lot of confidence in ourselves and that we could compete with a team like Emory and such a big conference as they're in. But I was really proud of how we played. I think we showed a ton of improvement from the beginning of the season. We're a super young team. Especially this year too, with 4 new freshmen and you have 7 sophomores. So just our development has been great throughout the season. And lots of selfless passes, a lot of assisted baskets that day. And, we just were on the floor always fighting, hoping for those drive stats. So I was just really proud of the effort. It's sort of an unlucky ending how it came out, but just made me more excited for the rest of the season.
You talk a lot about improvement. What would you say is your biggest improvement from last year to this year?
I would say my biggest improvement is probably confidence. Last year as a freshman, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what any school was like. I didn't know what D3 basketball was like at all. So every time I was on the court, I was just hoping to do the right thing and sort of fly under the radar, just doing the best I could. And this year, I'm doing the best I can, but also hoping to bring my teammates with me along that ride and hoping to encourage others and even feed off others' encouragement. So I think it's a lot more confidence, and also I'm just very much more at ease on the court than I was last year.
You guys are 2-0 through your first 2 conference games. You got 2 more ODAC games this week, both at home. Bridgewater on Wednesday night, Lynchburg on Saturday. Keys to victory for 2 more wins.
Keys to victory, I think we have to keep the momentum, even not only from our past game at Hollins, but I would say even our game at Emory. Just the knowing that we can compete with those high-level teams, and if we can carry that through the ODAC, I think we can be one of the more dominant teams in the ODAC. So for a really tough and gritty team like Bridgewater, I think that's probably the most important thing to keep in mind, that grittiness that we can have and just playing together.
She's Mary Schleusner of the women's basketball team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Mary, thanks for joining us and best of luck this week.
Thank you for having me.
Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, it's Will Joseph of the men's soccer team. Will, 2 weekends ago, a couple of big wins up at Tufts over Tufts and Colorado College to advance to the Final Four. Let's take us through that penalty shootout. What's going through your mind as the goalie there, knowing you have to make at least a couple of stops to send your team through?
Yeah, well, throughout the postseason, we've been practicing penalties, and I honestly, during the practice, wasn't super confident just because we have some very good penalty takers, so they were ripping them past me all throughout practice. And then about a week before we started going to Boston, I started getting in my groove, started making some more saves. And the day before we played Tufts, we did some more penalty practice, and I was making some more saves. So when we were going to Colorado College and PKs, I felt a lot more confident. And yeah, as a goalkeeper, that's the time where we always dream of those moments, and you just have to step up when it comes to that type of pressure, and ended up stepping up. So it was definitely a moment probably of my entire career.
What's been something that's kind of stood out to you all season long? What has made this group be able to get to this point again?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I think I've noticed, especially now as a sophomore, is just understanding our tactics so much more. And I think that last year we had a phenomenal team, and all of us pretty much understood the tactics, but we had some ridiculously good individual players. And this year we still have very, very many talented individual players, but everyone is just working so cohesively. When it comes to offense, our defense is tagged in with the offense, so our offense is working better there. And then especially defensively, we've only led in 1 goal in the last 4 games, and our offense has really, really stepped up as well on the defensive aspect. And it's been really, really helpful for us, and our defense has been going strong.
Friday night, chance to make it to the national championship game. You play Amherst on Friday down at Kerr Stadium in Salem, Virginia. What's going through your mind? How are you getting ready for the big game?
Yeah, absolutely. This is an entire week build up right here. I've been trying to eat as healthy as I can, get all my electrolytes in, hydrate, all of that, make sure that I'm stretching, and also just putting in everything in practice, but also making sure to keep my body healthy, but at the same time also just realizing that this is almost like a home field advantage for us, and we are going to have a countless amount of fans there. We're going to have so many people supporting us, and this is going to be amazing. I'm so excited for it.
He's Will Joseph of the men's soccer team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Will, congratulations on what has been a great season and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.